It's the medical marijuana
Launch commit.
radio show.
Guidance is internal. Ignition sequence start. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Liftoff. We have a liftoff. Power clear.
The medical marijuana radio show is a production of the Medical Marijuana Radio Network.
You tuned in to that medical marijuana show. 855 Triple M Radio. Keep it legal, keep it legal, keep it legal, keep it legal. Hey. You tuned in to that medical marijuana show. 855 Triple M Radio. Keep it legal, keep it legal, keep it legal, keep it legal. Okay, Steve is the host with the co-host Denise. Starting at noon Saturdays every week. Yes, we keeping you legal. Legislators and lawyers, doctors and the growers. The show is for the people. Michigan medical marijuana, no hassle. We talk about anything, any issue we can handle. Call us up and let us know what is on your mind. And make sure when you do it legal every time. Hey. You tune in to that medical marijuana show. 855 Triple M Radio. Keep it legal, keep it legal, keep it legal, keep it legal. Hey. You tuned in to that medical marijuana show. 855 Triple M Radio. Keep it legal, keep it legal, keep it legal, keep it legal.
Okay, first off, it is, what is it, the 11th or something already of August?
Hang on.
2012.
I'm looking.
She's got to look at her
It's the
phone.
11th. You're right. Where did the time go?
And welcome.
I'm missing a day.
Welcome to the Medical Marijuana Radio Show. Holy crap! The Mars thing, that thing that had to do the crazy dance in the middle of the night after a 300 million mile journey, and then
Curiosity.
Yeah, it's Curiosity. It's the Mars Science Lab.
Uh-huh.
Holy cow!
That's cool.
What an amazing testament to technical achievement.
Yeah. That's pretty awesome, isn't it? My 8-year-old son is absolutely enraptured by this thing. He had my iPad all night on the NASA site, was watching all the videos.
I
Cool.
was sure it was going to end up like, wasn't it the Mars polar lander or something? What was it that skipped off the planet and we never heard from it again? Like a multi-billion-dollar mistake.
You really think it was a mistake? You don't think it was like a cover-up and there's...
Oh, yeah, it's still out there doing something?
Dude, that had like... I'm sure they had colonists in there and they're already there colonizing.
Oh, wow.
What do
I think...
NASA doesn't make mistakes.
I think that money is well spent.
So do I.
And all I can see is, maybe a few years from now, there's going to be people there. We're going to have people there. All they needed to do was find water. If they were able to find water and some other elements, we can make fuel while we're there to get people back. Well, they just said, I think, the first planned manned mission to Mars, as it is on paper, it's way out. It's like in 2050 or something. It's supposed to be a one-way mission. One guy. Ugh. Can you imagine? No, dude, you're not sending me off to my death on Mars. No, you're not planning to send me back.
Make it like a criminal, then. Okay.
Believe it or not, there's probably a line of people that would do that.
Just head to Mars and goodbye humanity. Just look, the Earth is a moon in the sky. It's
in classic 8-year-old boy style. My son wants to be an astronaut. I think that's the coolest thing.
Look, I had a hard time getting on the stupid thing at Cedar Point.
I know. I told him, I'm like,
the
he'll
dragster was enough.
Mind. I'm not worried about it. I'm not trying to discourage him because he'll change his mind.
I just couldn't imagine being that long in space.
See, I'm claustrophobic. I can't imagine being in that little space for 30 seconds. I'd freak out.
Should I open up the crazy package from wherever? I don't know where it came from.
Is it ticking?
It's not ticking. It's snapping.
Oh, well.
It's bubble. It's bubble.
And there's
bubble
no
wrap.
powder.
Bring on the bubble wrap.
All
I'm
right.
so happy.
I'm going to open the package. It's probably a book or something.
For those of you listening and not here in the studio, too bad. We get to play with bubble wrap.
What is it?
It's a book.
Check it out.
Look at that.
It's a book called Smoke
I
Signals.
don't care about the book. Hand over the bubble
Shut
wrap.
up the bubble wrap.
What is that?
It's called Smoke Signals. Praise for Acid
Social
Dreams.
History of Marijuana.
It's a hardcover.
That's a nice
Social
book.
History of Marijuana, Medical, Recreational, and Scientific by Martin Lee.
We should talk to this guy, probably. I don't know.
Author of
Well,
Acid.
since he sent you a book.
You can't judge a book by its cover, though,
That's too
How long
bad,
would it
'cause
take you to
looks
read
pretty
through
good.
there? Could you have that read in a couple days?
Are you going to read it
for
to me?
sure.
I think that one of us should read it and then we'll
Dude,
make
I
contact.
read Twilight, like all 3 of those books. 4 of those books.
God,
in
That's like
Drag
Harry
Twilight.
Potter for women, though.
We
This is
went
the thing.
straight to
Can
the
I-
chick flick. We went
look.
straight to the chick flick.
I'm just saying how fast I can read. All I'm saying is I was coerced into reading this book. My friends would not shut up until I read it. And once I read the first one, I had to see how the stupid thing ended. It's stupid. I can read. Okay, is this better? I read the entire Lord of the Rings trilogy in 4 days.
That's
give
good.
it to me
Hey,
already.
that's not too bad.
Is that better?
We have a reader.
We have a reader.
Lawyer.
You got one of those Amazon Kindle things you read on the electronic reader?
I
No?
don't like those. Is that bad to say? I don't like those. I'm very tactile. I need a book. And preferably, honestly, soft cover.
There's something about the
I need
glasses
to-
at
I
night
need to
in your,
destroy-
sitting upright in your bed.
And I also need
with
to
a
destroy
flashlight.
it. I need paperback. Like I have a second edition Lord of the Rings from England. It's beautiful, but I don't touch it. I get the soft covers.
So in case we haven't got to the part where we say who we are, I'm a patient and caregiver, Steve Greene.
We're anonymous today.
Who's to my
I'm
right?
Anonymous.
Go ahead and introduce
Denise Policella, business medical marijuana attorney extraordinaire. Also speaking Friday at the Clarion.
Speaking Friday at the Clarion.
Nice.
For sure. You know me. I can't not see a microphone.
That's a prestigious position,
Yeah.
the speaking event.
Yeah.
And Ryan Brigold is in the studio.
Ryan Pretzel.
Thank you.
That's some Cedar Point noise, Ryan. You know why?
I love
Awesome
Cedar Point.
noise. I was so excited, but I won't. You say it.
Joe, you two is going to steal the thunder.
I
Go
won't
ahead.
do it. I won't.
Steal
No,
the thunder,
go ahead.
because I'm prepared. I was ready for you to steal the thunder.
I did that last week. I'm all over it. Go ahead.
We're not stealing. I guess
be
it's
a
really
thunder.
no thunder. Tell him, Ryan, what's going on.
All right. Halloween weekends at Cedar Point. We're going back. We are going back. Our potential date right now is the 29th of September. And
No, that is the date.
we are going to
We've already got the hotel
do-
accommodations.
do the Halloween weekends and the whole nine. So I recommend that everybody who has that time or can make time get down there.
That's going to be a
I
screamer.
can't wait. That's going to be fantastic.
Um,
I won't be injuring my back this time.
yeah, please don't.
I don't want to.
Or at least wait until you're done with the park
I'll
and then
it
injure your
after.
back.
Yeah, that's
Right. Yeah, that's how it's done.
no problem.
The whole thing out there is going to be a blast. I'm looking forward to. I don't know. I don't even know if I can get on that stupid dragster again.
I have
You
to do
did it
I've never
once.
done it. I
You've
have
already
to.
done
I
it.
The
have to say I've
dragster,
done it.
once I got on that ride, I was like, oh my God, what did I get myself into? I mean, really, I was like, ugh, no more. Can I get off now? It was already rolling forward, and then there were, the lights were getting
That's because
ready
you
to
didn't
go.
ride the same train as me. You screwed up the order. Remember, you
Oh,
and
yeah, we did
Bob
get out of
skipped
order.
ahead. They went without us. We worked it so we could all go together, and then they left
At the
us.
last second, somebody tricked us into switching places in line. We're like, hey, here's a spot. And they're like, Brian's like, hey, you screwed it up.
So
Anyway.
You guys in junior high, you wanted to all
we
go
wanted to ride together. We up like a bunch of little
and
kids.
then they left us.
So we're going back to Cedar Point on the 29th of September.
I'm riding the Raptor.
Well, we would just hope to get you to the park.
I'm
We've had you
getting
try
there.
to get you to the park twice now.
I know.
Can't get you out there. Poor Rick. Rick doesn't seem to be in good shape this morning. Rick Thompson's normally with us in the building as well, and
He's technically in the building.
well, he is in the
He's
building.
not looking good.
He does not look like
He's
a
got some
well
sort of
man.
a migraine.
Yeah, he looks.
I'm saying hangover, but he said it's
No,
barometric pressure.
it's definitely a pressure thing. Every time these storms get the low pressure comes, boy, you can count on Rick's head thumping.
Yeah,
That's
it
too
looks
bad.
like
I
somebody's
told him
just
to-
crushing his skull. He's
He-
in constant
it looks
pain.
like somebody came up and hit him with 3 baseball bats from 4 sides.
Yeah, that's ugly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I feel
well,
bad for
that's-
Rick.
Yeah, I feel bad for him too. I don't know if he's a coffee drinker, but coffee can help with that.
I don't know. Rick's got his own methodology. She's had to contend with it for a long time.
Has he?
Ugh, I feel bad. Boy, I'm so empathetic. I can't watch people like that because I become them, I'm like,
I know people who get migraines, and it's terrible. I feel really
if
bad
I
for
watch them long enough, I will have the migraine.
It'll just filter right into it.
sympathetic
Yeah.
It's nice because I can go into a room full of joy and just become joy. But if I walk into a room full of evil, that's not a good thing. You got to separate quickly.
I tell you, these bubbles are very frustrating. This is not
I haven't
good
heard
bubble
one
wrap.
loud snap yet.
It's not good bubble wrap. They're very small.
Well, it's
and
not
they're-
supposed to be popped. It's supposed to be not, but it's supposed to be protective packaging for the crazy book.
Hey,
But-
Steve,
It's
can
not
I
meant to amuse you, although it's doing a good job.
I gotta
You're
let a
easily
cat out of the
entertained, aren't you,
bag.
Denise?
It's frustrating.
See how
bubble
easy
wrap.
it is to entertain a lawyer?
not
They have to
hard.
speak in front of a judge all day long, and then you give them some bubble wrap, and they're
Can
happy
I
as a
tell
clam.
you, do we have time for the coolest story ever?
Really? Well,
30
no, really.
seconds.
We got look, we got. There we go. That's your answer to your question. We got no time.
It'll wait.
No time for you, Denise. I don't know what you know.
Knock it
There's
out.
Rick.
So we'll be back in a minute. We got to talk about not only the Cedar Point trip, but we got the upcoming broadcast at the
Woodward Cruise.
At the cruise. Ooh, that's going to be badass. Don't go away. More to come on the Medical Marijuana Radio Show.
Got something to say?
Call now toll free 855-MMM Radio. The Medical Marijuana Radio Network.
If you or someone you know received a traffic ticket, has been charged with a misdemeanor, drinking and driving, criminal offense, or has had their driver's license taken away, they need an attorney. They need attorney Glenn McCandless. He's helped hundreds of people solve their legal problems over the past 16 years.
My law firm is dedicated to providing quality legal services at affordable rates.
Call us at 586-755-2900. Again, that's 586-755-2900. Call now.
Hey, Metro Detroit, come to Nature's Alternative, a clean, safe, secure cannabis provisioning center on the Grosse Pointe Detroit border on Mack Avenue. Nature's Alternative has a professional, knowledgeable, and friendly staff helping patients and caregivers daily with a complete line of medibles, concentrates, topicals, and raw flowers. You'll get only the best medical-grade cannabis produced by Michigan growers and caregivers at Nature's Alternative. Open 7 days a week. A proud supporter of the National Patient Rights Association. Details at naturesalternativeclinic.com or call 313-885-0000. That's 313-885-0000. The law offices of Targowski and Grow remind you to stand up for your rights. Always treat law enforcement with respect, but if you're detained or arrested, stand up for your rights by repeating, I respectfully invoke all of my legal and constitutional rights. I do not consent to any search or seizure. I want to remain silent, and I want to talk to my attorneys, John Targowski and Daniel Grow. Targowski and Grow have the education and experience you need to be successful in Michigan courts. Call Targowski and Grow toll-free, 800-957-1069. The law offices of Targowski and Grow, 800-957-1069. Introducing the Bolt, an incredible tool patients and caregivers find invaluable. It's widely known that concentrates are an effective yet expensive quick fix for pain and nausea, but oils and earwax are messy and easy to waste. The Bolt is made of titanium, just a dab, easy to use. No mess, no expensive waste. Get the Bolt and the new Thunderbolt, made in the USA, right here in Michigan. Details on how to equip your club or dispensary at the-bolt.com or call 586-540-7582. The Bolt, 586-540-7582. Michigan Organic Solutions in Flint. Patients and caregivers joining together to provide premium quality medical marijuana, edibles, clones, and other natural products and accessories to eligible patients. Now get newly certified for just $99. $99. Or renewed for just $69. That's right, doctor renewals for just $69. Now at Michigan Organic Solutions, Dort Highway, Flint. And don't miss their Ann Arbor Medical Marijuana Conference at the Clarion in Ann Arbor next weekend. Michigan Organic Solutions.
MIOrganicsolutions.com.
The Medical Marijuana Radio Show broadcasts live next Saturday from the car cruise en route at our private party location on Woodward.
We'll be at 9.5 at Woodward in our broadcast tent.
Look for the 1310 banner. Ride the shuttle from our site 3 miles up the avenue to the brand new Woodward Health Solutions.
Medicate and check out the new Bolt earwax delivery device.
Don't miss the car cruise, the shuttle, the broadcast, the access location.
Nobody else brings it to you like this.
It's all live next Saturday right here on the Medical Marijuana Radio Show.
At 1310 WDTW, Detroit's Progressive Talk. 1310 WDTW, Detroit's Progressive Talk. The Medical Marijuana Radio Show.
Okay, welcome back to the Medical Marijuana Radio Show. About 17 minutes after 12, we're hoping to talk to Eric Gunnels, who we got on the telephone right now. Eric's from the Flint area. He's been running for office up there in Thetford Township. And so he was running for township trustee, yep. And he won his little primary there. So now he's got the regular general election to contend with, and it looks like he's in a great position. I'm just so happy for Eric Gunnels. Welcome to the show, Eric.
Hey, guys. Hey, Steve. Hey, Denise.
Hello. Good morning. Congratulations.
Thank you. It was a wondrous victory. It definitely feels it's a great feeling to know that democracy in this country still works, and that the people have chosen me.
Oh, you haven't got to the big money round yet, Eric.
We're gonna handle it though, right?
That's true. That's true. You're right.
Well,
I've only won the primary, so the work actually begins to win the general. Yes,
no, I'm just saying they haven't mixed in the large money question. That's the trouble with honest politicians. They get over muscled by people with cash.
Right.
So for it's hard to imagine that anybody listening or in this community hasn't met you yet, just because you're one of us. You make all the appearances, but tell everybody out there where Thetford Township is. I now know, which is
okay.
Good. But
and who the hell named Thetford Township, anyways?
It's probably somebody's last name, or
right. Well, Thetford Township is located in northern Genesee County. And, every county is divided up into townships. Right. And basically that's your local municipality that decides, or that over the past 3 or 4 years has been deciding whether or not, medical marijuana is an accepted thing in that community. However, with the recent, appeals court decision that came out, that's a whole different ballgame now, because now we know that the court says that the local municipalities have no right to say anything about the state law. So.
Exactly, and you're speaking of the case that we got. Was it last week or
Court of Appeals? Terbeek versus.
Week ago. Yep, John Terbeek versus the city of Wyoming, and that's where the Court of Appeals found that municipality cannot make an ordinance that directly violates state law or impacts your rights that are provided under state law, and they did it. Very well, actually. It wasn't necessarily a marijuana-based case, but I think it's a very impactful case. And they said basically that the Medical Marijuana Act, and this is going to be the interesting part, said that the Medical Marijuana Act did not conflict with federal law. I can't wait.
Well, that's
to
the
see
surprise. That's the extra ruling we got out of this, didn't we?
Well,
that really wasn't before them. Was that question before them?
Yeah. Well, yeah. More or less, it was. I mean, I think that they would not have been able to strike down the Wyoming.
I think the whole business was about federal control versus state control, and whether or not federal government was supreme over state government as far as law goes.
Right. I think that it was a necessary holding as part of it.
It had to be one of the components of their holding.
I think it had to be, but it's going to be very fascinating to see where this goes. I'm absolutely fascinated about where this is going to go next, because it was a very important holding.
Quick insight. Did you see that it looks like there's going to be some movement, and it's not official yet. It's not on the website. Senator Jones has indicated, I believe, that he's going to be holding the hearing on the Walsh package of bills at the judiciary level in the Senate on the 15th of August. That's a Wednesday.
Has that actually been confirmed?
It has not been confirmed. I'm just saying it's not
this Wednesday.
I know.
I just heard Representative Irwin speak on Thursday about that they may not even be addressing the bills at all because of the fact that they have other things that they want to put forth first that are considering a priority, and they're not considering the Walsh bills, as a priority at this moment. Especially,
well, I don't think it ever was a priority, except when Walsh had it kicking it around.
That's a good point.
But the indication I had was that they're going to look at this on August 15th. It's not on the agenda yet. But keep your eyes peeled. Pay attention to what's going on, because if you haven't had a chance to go in there and speak against these bills, and I would highly encourage that you speak out against all of them.
Well, that's interesting that you say that, Steve, because I'm actually looking forward to speaking out on the bills this next time coming up, especially in light of the fact that I won a primary election that shows that I have a good, huge support of my community. And I have the support is I got 377 votes out of against all my competitors, and I eliminated 3 people from my competition. So it's very possible I may go on to win the general election and become trustee. And so I hope that carries some weight with the legislative branch, knowing that I am a person that is elected by my community in my area.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Tell us a little bit more, Eric, about your upcoming. Do you have any events planned yet?
I don't have any events planned at this moment, although I will be attending next weekend's medical marijuana conference at the Clarion Hotel, and hopefully I'll be doing some, I'll be there hosting my own campaign, basically to, take donations and so forth, because it is all about, taking in donations, because it is money that inevitably allows you to have the printing materials and the signage and so forth to be able to get your name and all that out there. It's a very important thing. So I'm hoping to be out there, and I'm sure everybody else that comes there that I talk to, whatever, hopefully will show me support, and we'll be able to win this one in the general.
Tell people how if they want to start, thinking about running for their own township office, maybe next round. What did you have to do to get involved? How did you have to start that process?
I encourage everybody to do that because, a lot of my competitors in the primary race there didn't think I had a snowball's chance in hell of winning. And I proved them wrong,
including yourself. What did you think about your own chances?
Well, I honestly felt good about it the whole time. I felt like I had a good rapport in my own community, and I felt like I had a good connection with the audiences and so forth. And I felt like I had a good chance the whole time. But a lot of people underestimate the fact too that in today's society, the voters especially that are more in tune as to what's going on in our society today are looking for new people. They're looking for new people to take office, and they're more than likely willing to vote for someone who they've never heard of before, as opposed to someone who they have heard of before, especially in a local level politics type situation, because they're sick and tired of the people that have been there for 10, 15, 20 years, and things don't change. So they know if they want change, they've got to vote for somebody that's new.
All right, let's face it. In America, at the voting booth, we're uneducated. How many times did you walk up to the voting booth, open up your voting ballot, and look at the sea of names in there and not understand most of who was there or what their positions were?
Oh, every single election I've ever voted at.
And I'm saying that's a sad statement in America, where the people that we are voting for, you might be voting against somebody who's diametrically opposed to everything you believe in. But here you are putting their name on there because either, that's a nice name, or that's a recognizable name.
I've heard of them, yeah.
Or,
I think that the thing that makes me even more irate is that I hear person after person after person complaining about the government. And we are the government. We continue to be the government. We elect the vast majority of the administration. Yes, a lot of people are appointed, but really they're not decision makers. They're just pencil pushers and paper pushers. And when I hear people complain about the government and then they don't vote, it drives me crazy, because the government isn't this some, amorphous, imaginary, big, independent thing out there. We are the government every single day. So I think it's really important that you not only get involved, but if you're not going to run, at least find out what's going on in your community. And this is a thing that Charmy, when we have had her on the show, Charmy Golson before, has really emphasized.
I don't think Charmy likes me. I think Charmy's like, that's that Steve guy. What a loudmouth.
Charmy likes you. She just thinks you're a chihuahua.
A chihuahua? A barking little guy biting at your heels? Are you serious?
Charmy is a smart girl, and this is the thing. She emphasizes this, and I have to agree with her. Find your local representative, either at the state or local or federal level, and find them. They will listen to you. Call them, go to their coffee hour, go to their office, and talk to them. At least find out what direction they're going in. So
and also too, one thing I did that was very significantly that helped in my area is I did a lot of door to door, and I connected with the audience there because I told them, I said, look, I want to bring about change, and I don't want to waste your money on foolish things. I know that I also took a consensus. I asked people, what are your main issues, and those are the issues I want to drive home. So it's important if anybody attempts to run. That it's also good to get on your 2 feet, get out there and be personable, because a lot of our society through the internet and everything else and social medias, we forget we don't go door to door as much anymore. So the fact that I did go to door, a lot of people told me that I was one of the only candidates to stop by their house. So that made them more prone, more likely to vote for me in that sense. I think it's important too for anybody that attempts to run, which I think everybody should think about it, because even though you think you may not have a chance, think about it again. I mean, if you get out there and you do your due diligence, you can probably make a difference. And you probably get your public to appreciate you doing it, because they appreciate the fact that you're actually taking the initiative and the effort to do it.
Sure. Eric, you said, you mentioned that you started to say what you had to do to start this process, and then we went off a little different place. Did you have to get a number of signatures to do this, or how did you start to run?
Not on a local level. At a local level, all you have to do is go to your county clerk's office and say, I want to be, it starts by going to your local
municipality, right?
Yes, and you have to talk to the local clerk first, and then you have to get a petition. And in my area, I only had to have 3 signatures because of the, because of the amount of people per capita. So
nobody's going to jail for copying signatures and duplicating signatures there, are they?
Good grief.
No. And in fact...
that's crazy.
Yeah, in fact, so I had to have 3 signatures, and once I got that approved by the local clerk, then I went to the county clerk and filed there by the 15th of May. Now, also, I want to...
Can I ask who the 3 signatures were? No. I just think it's funny.
Yeah.
Because, I'd have my kids sign for me. I'd be like, hey.
Look how few people can affect change, just like that.
Yeah.
Right.
Just
the other thing is, too, is that the county clerk, you have to be registered to vote you have to be registered for the campaign by May 15th of every year, unless you're running as a dependent, and then you have until July to register. So always remember that if people, think that they didn't miss if they missed the May 15th date or whatever, you can always register as an independent. And if you just want to do that just for the experience of it, I recommend it to do it for anybody, just because it's a level of experience that you won't regret. I like it. So
you're saying you learned some stuff along the way?
Oh, absolutely. I've learned a lot along the way, and it's every time I learn something new, I keep reapplying that, and I go back and I do some more research, and I try to improve my skills all the time, because you got to be very versatile. You got to be very flexible when you're trying to do this, and you got to always keep up on your skills. Absolutely.
Eric, I got a quick township story for you.
Yeah, go ahead.
Because I walked into Lyon Township this week to vote and do my voting thing. And when I walked out after I got done voting, I had my proud little voter sticker on. Even though there's some people in there I didn't recognize, I feel so like such a boob going in there to vote for people I don't know. Look, if I don't know people on the list, like all the judges in this case, I didn't know any of them from Shinola, so I didn't vote for any of them.
Right.
So what? I mean, really, what's the point in voting for somebody you don't know?
Right. And I recommend people that they don't necessarily vote for someone they don't know either, because it's better to be an informed voter, like what Denise was talking about there, because it is important. But my friends, I have to get going soon. I'm at work, but I appreciate you letting me come on the show and sharing my celebration with you all. And because I think that my victory here at the primary was also a victory for the whole medical marijuana community in the state of Michigan.
Well, I didn't finish the township story, but you go ahead and run if you got to go, Eric.
Indeed, it was.
I wanted to mention that at the township, after I got done voting, I went out in the car and I thought, I'm not going anywhere. I'm going right back in there to talk to these guys about the local law, because they're the people. This is the people that I sued over the same ordinance to the Wyoming thing, and so. I kind of really wanted to know what their position was now. I assumed they didn't have one yet, but I also assumed they didn't even know.
I'm kind of hoping none of them paid attention.
I don't think I went in and alerted them.
Thanks.
Thanks. No, I figured this. Look, this is about playing, warming up to people, because I explained to the township clerk. I was like, look, when you passed the law in the first place, you didn't consider people like me. And the township supervisor clearly indicated that. We didn't even know about you guys. And so we wouldn't have had any problem, but nobody showed up. And so this, the township spoke, and this is what our ordinance is, and that's the way it's going to be.
And honestly, it doesn't really have to change. They don't have to repeal that ordinance for it not to affect the Medical Marijuana Act. So that's good.
So, my point is this, is that I wanted to know, what are they going to do now? First off, you're vulnerable. So people are going to start doing stuff if you don't take some kind of action. And second off, if you are going to take some kind of action, won't you, now that we've been friendly and brought you into this, fold, this conversation, and warned you so you could be protected, because for Pete's sake, we're a part of the township, remember? We're not your enemy. We're a part of you. I was hoping that they would include us in the conversation about whatever ordinance was going to be created. And that's all I asked for them. So I left my number. First off, ring-a-ding-ding, you're vulnerable.
They have to warn you. They have to publish their
agenda. They do. But I don't want to just be told in the newspaper that I don't get anyways. I wanted them to call me and say, hey, Mr. Greene, we know you're a concerned citizen in this area on this subject. We're going to hold a meeting about this. Would you like to come? I think that's becoming of the local township when you talk to them on a regular basis. Don't you think that'd be a nice thing? I mean,
it would be lovely of them. Most townships and municipalities are woefully underfunded and have part-time staff and don't have time to call people.
Left a name and a number and a message. Can you call me back, please, when something happens here? I mean, what's wrong with that?
There's nothing wrong with it. I think it's a lot to expect out of a municipality.
I'm not expecting it. I'm not expecting. In fact, I'm expecting that I would be hugely surprised if they did anything with it.
Yeah. But I mean, let's walk through this though. Every municipality is required to publish their agenda prior to the meeting.
Yeah, where? On the door?
Yes.
I'm just saying, I mean, it's not a big publication.
But everybody knows what day they, get involved. Everybody knows when they meet.
No,
they tell
everybody
you
should know when they meet.
Well, it's not hard to find out. You call the clerk, you say, when's your next meeting? Can I get a copy of the agenda? And they will send it to you.
Right.
They also have to publish, usually by ordinance, twice.
It's usually by state law. I think you got to do some kind of publication.
By 2 readings, they have to do every ordinance prior to their publication, and they have to have public hearings. So you've got plenty of time.
Well, they notice the public hearings in the newspaper. And again, if nobody gets the paper and sees the notice, then nobody shows up and nobody says anything. And they swing their hammer, and it's the way we want it, not the way you want it.
It's a very big lack of informed citizenry you've got going there.
Pay attention to what's going on, people in your local township, because,
and thank you, Eric. Thank you for coming on. He had to go, but thank you, Eric Gunnels, and we will, I'm sure, have him on again soon.
Medical marijuana-friendly candidates, get to know them in your area and vote for them come Election Day.
Okay. Steve and Rick will be right back after this. The Medical Marijuana Radio Network.
Introducing the Bolt, an incredible tool patients and caregivers find invaluable. It's widely known that concentrates are an effective yet expensive quick fix for pain and nausea. But oils and earwax are messy and easy to waste. The Bolt is made of titanium. Just a dab, easy to use. No mess, no expensive waste. Get the Bolt of the new Thunderbolt. Made in the USA, right here in Michigan. Details on how to equip your club or dispensary at the-bolt.com or call 586-540-7582. The Bolt, 586-540-7582.
If you or someone you know received a traffic ticket, has been charged with a misdemeanor, drinking and driving, criminal offense, or has had their driver's license taken away, they need an attorney. They need attorney Glenn McCandless. He's helped hundreds of people solve their legal problems over the past 16 years.
My law firm is dedicated to providing quality legal services at affordable rates.
Call us at 586-755-2900. Again, that's 586-755-2900. Call now.
Hey, Steve Greene here for the medical marijuana certifications at AMMP. They're the American Medical Marijuana Professionals. You'll find them just north of Utica Road on Gratiot in Roseville. Their address is 28349. Now, call-ins are welcome, but you're better off calling for an appointment. They have a toll-free number, 877-RX-420-99. That's 877-RX-420-99 for American Medical Marijuana Professionals. That's AMMP on Gratiot in Roseville. The Medical Marijuana Radio Show broadcasts live next Saturday from the Car Cruise en Route at our private party location on Woodward.
We'll be at 9.5 at Woodward in our broadcast tent.
Look for the 1310 banner. Ride the shuttle from our site 3 miles up the avenue to the brand new Woodward Health Solutions.
Medicate and check out the new Bolt earwax delivery device.
Don't miss the Car Cruise, the shuttle, the broadcast, the access location.
Nobody else brings it to you like this.
It's all live next Saturday right here on the Medical Marijuana Radio Show.
And 1310 WDTW, Detroit's Progressive Talk.
When opening a marijuana-related business or club, it's vital that you obtain expert legal advice right away. 14-year legal veteran and respected field expert Denise Policella founded Cannabis Attorneys of Mid-Michigan to provide focused expertise to the developing industry. She's uniquely suited to help your business grow and remain open. And with attorney Timothy McDonald, now provides premier representation on criminal charges, raids, and asset forfeitures. Click on smallbusinesslegal.net or call 517-546-1181. That's 517-546-1181. Hey, Metro Detroit, come to Nature's Alternative, a clean, safe, secure cannabis provisioning center on the Grosse Pointe Detroit border on Mack Avenue. Nature's Alternative has a professional, knowledgeable, and friendly staff helping patients and caregivers daily with a complete line of medibles, concentrates, topicals, and raw flowers. You'll get only the best medical-grade cannabis produced by Michigan growers and caregivers at Nature's Alternative. Open 7 days a week. A proud supporter of the National Patient Rights Association. Details at naturesalternativeclinic.com or call 313-885-0000. That's 313-885-0000.
1310 WDTW, Detroit's Progressive Talk. The medical marijuana radio show.
Little black submarines, operator, please put me back.
Man, those guys, the Black Keys, they come up with some more and more stuff all the time. I like those guys. They got a style about them that's just like no other.
Yeah, but they got a racially motivated name, so I don't like that.
Come on. You're going to play the race card on the Black Keys?
Well, look at us. We're the white keys in this song.
Oh, really?
I don't even know that I'm a key to anything.
Hi, Rick.
I'm a key to a headache. Ask Rick.
Yeah. No, you're not a key to a headache. You're part of the solution to a headache, so...
Is the coffee helping?
I've crawled back into the studio. Thanks very much for
crawled up the
for me.
staircase.
That's
it looked,
right.
Oh, good.
No.
Good Lord.
It was the magic apple pie.
The magic apple pie from the magic land of McDonald's.
It looked like that, who's the guy that got beat up
Are
at the
you
gas
loving it?
station and robbed for his, who's the reverend?
Thank you very much, Steve. I appreciate the comparison between that.
I'm just saying, that's what you get oh, God.
I know. And for those of you that heard earlier, just have a migraine from the barometric pressure and some of the other things. It just underscores how vulnerable our patient community is to things beyond politics, to things beyond anything else. I mean, people with severe arthritis, people with migraines, people with all kinds of illnesses, it can be triggered by things that aren't tied to the economy that we can't affect.
Do you think if the senator holds these hearings on the Walsh bills coming up anytime soon, do you think he might call them House bills instead of Senate bills this time?
Well, I hope I hope Jonesy refers to him in the correct way. Listen, I do have a little bit of an insight too. It looks like we talked about the 15th. I think I heard you guys mention that earlier. There's talk of some proposed changes to 4834.
Right.
And if they do get passed, then of course that would require that particular bill to go back to the House of Representatives for
4834 is what bill is that now? Tell people again.
4834 covers doctor-patient relationship. It covers quite a few different things. This would potential changes. It also involves requiring privatization of the medical marijuana system,
and that's what they want to take out of there.
That's the rumor right now. Yes, and of course our community's been screaming for a stoppage to that for a long time because we just had the whole system moved from the Department of Community Health to the Department of Licensing and Regulatory Authority, and they still are just now getting themselves put together properly and getting cards out correctly. You're going to go ahead and put our people through another move to another department, and this time a private one. Plus, there's real concerns about privacy and the protections of HIPAA-protected documents and the identities of patients. I know that's been a real concern, especially considering the lien access that's proposed by these as well. So this just plays right into the fears of our community that their information is going to be just given away willy-nilly.
I just talked to Laura on the phone yesterday, in fact.
Is that like talking to Siri? Talking to Laura?
Ding-dong. Laura, how can I help you? I don't think it's going to be that pet friendly.
That would be nice, wouldn't it?
It would be nice. Laura,
stop arresting patients, Laura.
Right.
I'll do that right now.
Laura, where's my pot? Laura, where's it at? I can't find it. Ding-dong. It's in your... No. Anyways, it's a bad comparison.
I rolled one and I can't get up.
Right to the toilet we go with this show. I wanted to talk about. Oh crap! You threw me for a loop now.
You talked to the Laura.
Yes.
Laura. So I went back to Laura and I got him on the phone, and I noticed a difference between Laura, the organization, and the Department of Community Health, the organization or the entity. If you called up the Department of Community Health and asked a question before, first off, you'd likely get a recording. You'd have to leave a message. There's nobody going to answer that phone. And then if you did happen to get somebody to answer the phone, it would be a brief and general point to some place to find the information because that's all we got. Mm-hmm. Now you call up Laura and there's like, press 1 for this and press 2 for that and press 3 for this. And I'm like, really? They got options now. So I pick the option to talk to somebody, and then I get somebody on the phone who's willing to tell me all kinds of information based upon some...
Like what?
I mean, I was trying to find out why a patient of mine who had registered recently to become a patient of mine didn't get they just made a place to change. Mm-hmm. So they were adding a caregiver. Mm-hmm. Why they hadn't gotten anything back? Why there wasn't anything in the mail? They got nothing. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, is this person on my registry now? Are they not on my list? What's the deal? And as it turns out, they're not.
Wait. They told you this over the phone?
Yeah.
Wait. Seriously.
Did
you have to identify yourself in any way? Give a social security number or
something? They did
okay.
confirm who I was.
Good God.
But they were willing to tell me they alluded to the fact that the person's name that I mentioned was a registered patient. They didn't say that, but they alluded to it by the very looking it up. Well, that person is this or that person is that. So that just tells me that's information that, if I wanted to pick Laura's brain about who was on the registry, I could just call them up and say, hey, here's my information.
It's a bit of a concern.
But now let me play a fishing game with this person's name. Anyways,
I've had caregivers had problems with Laura.
Yeah.
Because they've added patients after they've dropped patients, and the Laura has not added their new patients.
Still thinking that they've maxed out,
yeah,
right?
even though
that's not an option for Laura to make. Laura signs up you based on the paperwork. It's up to you to not go over 5.
And this is a problem because a lot of patients who are dropped by their caregivers don't file the proper. Honestly, I think it should be computerized because you need to be able to do it a lot faster.
Yeah, I'm all for modernization of the technique. I'm just not for revealing all of the sensitive patient information to a private corporation that doesn't get controlled by anybody that was elected by an official.
Not at all. And I'm very concerned. I hope it's not true. I really, truly hope it's not true because it's completely illegal. But I have heard rumors that pre-employment screening agencies have been able to get a hold of some of this. And I'm not sure how. And it's just a rumor, and I'm not trying to freak people out, but I've been told twice by 2 different larger employers that they can get the information, and that's a big concern for me.
I was told by an attorney that private investigators are somehow getting information.
Do you know how they're doing it? I know how they're doing it. I'll tell you how they're doing it.
Wow.
They've got friends with the DEA, and the DEA, I'm telling you, has access to this registry. So all they got to do is get on their phone with their cop friend over at the DEA and go, you know what? Mr. Larson here. Is Mr. Larson a guy that's on the registry? And how long has he been on the registry? And then the DEA guy looks it up and passes the information on silently in an email.
Lien abuses?
That's not true.
Lien abuses? No, we were told by the Senate.
No, that's not lien. That's the DEA having access to the registry.
Next step. That's
what
the next
Rick
step.
is saying is that we're being told by the legislature that we're going to give the cops this information, but they're only going to use it when they need it.
And a judge isn't going to oversee it.
We all know that's crap.
Yep.
And I have
look,
a big problem.
What's the whole point of having a warranting process in the first place and having a judge oversee the signing of a warrant based on an affidavit of a claim?
You're kidding, right?
I'm just saying, what's the whole point?
You're at least 30 years ago in civil rights right now. You can get a judge to sign a warrant based on. I'm telling you right now, they don't even have the affidavits until way after the arrest.
Well, I've been involved in a couple of police actions where there was no warrants presented at the time, and only after everything was done were the warrants completed. So, and I've seen paperwork like that too, and unfortunately, we know it's not correct, but that does happen.
Well, how are they getting away with this?
Really?
Common procedure.
No,
they've been doing it for.
The question has an exclamation mark after the question mark. How are they getting away with this?
They are trusting the police who are going in and grabbing warrants that they will properly swear out an affidavit later.
Yeah. That we want to take action now. We'll do the paperwork afterwards.
And this is holding up in court.
Yeah. Well, the threshold for if they don't have probable cause with the warrant, they manage to get it on site. Because people are scared of the cops and think they have to cooperate and aren't sure what to do when they show up and all sorts of things, and they're waiving a bunch of constitutional rights.
Know your rights.
Yeah.
You are so much better positioned to have an encounter with a law enforcement officer over an issue where he wants to call you a felon for a nonviolent drug offense if you know your rights. Don't let the police in. Don't talk to them about anything.
Well, that's not. It's much more complicated than that.
It is.
It really is, and people are scared because you have police officers who come to your door and say, "Listen, I can go get a warrant,
right?
And I'll be back and you won't have a front door left. Is that what you want?
Yeah.
And people get scared and they open their door.
The Big Daddy's raid in Oak Park, we actually had Attorney Razor show up in the middle of the raid. I called him after I was released, and he came down there and insisted on being given the search warrant, and they refused. Yep. When you have an attorney there representing you on site saying, give me the damn search warrant, and they refuse to do it, as a private citizen, how am I going to resist that?
I'm just saying, look, this is. I don't think the founders, when it came to the Constitution, unreasonable search and seizure was addressed first and foremost.
Whether you're wearing a blue uniform or a red coat from the British government,
right.
Gosh darn it,
whoa,
it's the same thing.
You got to be. You just got. If you. These are armed government officials.
Steve is speechless for once.
I'm just mad.
Yes, but you have a right to be mad. Mm-hmm. You're not. I mean, I think the majority of people aren't mad enough.
The British are coming.
But we have watched an erosion of these liberties over the past, 100 so years, and we've watched a very, very rapid erosion of them over the last.
Francis Scott Key, what do you think the Red Rockets, Red Glare is all about?
Oh, but we didn't have Al Qaeda back then.
Yes, we did.
No,
we're just little bastards in a turncoat. I mean,
yes, well, this is the thing. Since 9/11, as tragic as that was, we have watched a very rapid erosion of our privacy and civil liberties. We just have.
All right, so we got to get ready for this contest. Does anybody have a question from last week? Because I didn't stop to think about one. I was relying on my pot staff.
Wow. Crackpot staff? Oh,
no,
I heard that.
We'll think of one. I still need to tell my coolest story ever.
Well, we'll tell the story while we're waiting for a caller, because I didn't get the list of people to call either yet.
All right.
So we're going to play the contest. Hey, we'll tell you what we're playing for. It's this new Bolt. We'll tell you what the Bolt is coming up.
More of your calls next. 818-423-2350. We'll be right back after this on the Medical Marijuana Radio Show. The Medical Marijuana Radio Network.
Well, this formula is specifically to grow cannabis.
That's Ray Kogo for Kogo's Original Cannabis Formula Nutrients.
Now, everybody knows that large buds and tight buds come from genetics, and then the amount of light you use. The other part is having the correct nutrients that the plant's going to use. Mine specifically to grow cannabis, so it's going to get everything that it needs.
Ray knows what you may not. Those nutrient companies you can get in most grow shops are not cannabis specific. That means they take the stuff out of the bloom that your plant needs in bloom. You can get Kogo's Original Cannabis Formula Nutrients too. It's just 2 1-gallon jugs that make over 600 gallons of nutrients, all for less than $100. See the difference for yourself.
More trichomes, bigger buds, faster growth, and for less money.
Go to CANNABISformula.com or call Ray direct at 517-375-8998. That's 517-375-8998. Kogo's Original Cannabis Formula Nutrients. The law offices of Targowski and Grow remind you to stand up for your rights. Always treat law enforcement with respect, but if you're detained or arrested, stand up for your rights by repeating, I respectfully invoke all of my legal and constitutional rights. I do not consent to any search or seizure. I want to remain silent, and I want to talk to my attorneys, John Targowski and Daniel Grow. Targowski and Grow have the education and experience you need to be successful in Michigan courts. Call Targowski and Grow toll-free, 800-957-1069. The law offices of Targowski and Grow, 800-957-1069. The Medical Marijuana Radio Show broadcasts live next Saturday from the Car Cruisin' Route at our private party location on Woodward.
We'll be at 9.5 at Woodward in our broadcast tent.
Look for the 1310 banner. Ride the shuttle from our site 3 miles up the avenue to the brand new Woodward Health Solutions.
Medicate and check out the new Bolt earwax delivery device.
Don't miss the car cruise, the shuttle, the broadcast, the access location.
Nobody else brings it to you like this.
It's all live next Saturday right here on the Medical Marijuana Radio Show.
And 1310 WDTW, Detroit's Progressive Talk.
Introducing the Bolt, an incredible tool patients and caregivers find invaluable. It's widely known that concentrates are an effective yet expensive quick fix for pain and nausea. But oils and earwax are messy and easy to waste. The Bolt is made of titanium, just a dab, easy to use. No mess, no expensive waste. Get the Bolt and the new Thunderbolt, made in the USA, right here in Michigan. Details on how to equip your club or dispensary at the-bolt.com or call 586-540-7582. The Bolt, 586-540-7582. The Medical Marijuana Radio Show is the most listened to show like it in the state, #1. And there's no wonder. We take our listeners to amusement parks and give away awesome prizes just for listening. Get your product or service known to patients and caregivers and reach this group like never before. Call 810-423-2350. YouTube, Ustream, and social media in combination with 1310 WDT
WDTW and RadioWeedShow.com give you huge visibility. Affordable, effective advertising is here. Call 810-423-2350 now.
WDTW, Detroit's Progressive Talk.
That's some great music.
Are you down with the new bumper music?
Loving it.
Yeah, the people at YouTube don't
Is that
like
Bieber?
that.
Is that Justin Bieber? What is it?
It's not Justin Bieber.
That sounds like Linkin Park.
You know,
Which is Justin Bieber in 3 years.
I like the alternative rock list. It's kind of fun.
Yes, welcome to my world.
Welcome
finally.
to my world. She's like, you got off the pop bandwagon.
Foo Fighters is not
Okay, I'll
alternative
come
rock.
back. Foo Fighters are.
Our mainstream rock and roll.
Well, we won't get into that rock argument. Look, the Bolt, the Thunderbolts.
Fantastic new product.
New advertisers on the show, and I don't even know if the stupid video's working. That's another thing I got to do is address the video with Mike Gerson. Look, I think we should have a camera in here permanently mounted, so I got to spend the first 10
minutes.
Yeah, of the show
swearing,
figuring out whether or not this cord goes to that cord, and
and swearing.
I'm so disheveled by the time the show starts. I can't even think about what's going on.
We get all the profanity out of the way before we turn on the mics.
No, not always.
Because he rolls in here looking like $1 million, and then all of a sudden he's disheveled.
So I'm gonna look. I'll hold up the camera in case you can't see it. It's the Bolt.
It's really cool.
And what this device is it's primarily used for, it's for concentrates, and it's it just instantly vaporizes everything because you get it really hot.
It gives you a little stage that you put the concentrates on that you're able to heat directly through your torch or whatever, which makes it much easier. Millions and millions of uses. It's fantastic.
So we got this, and then I guess we also
Titanium.
we have another prize from Puff Danny. It's the Dragon Light Vaporizer.
That's what we were trying to give away last week,
We were
right?
trying to get. I couldn't remember the name of the darn thing.
Dragon
Puff
Light.
Danny's is on Fort Street in Wyandotte. You can check out Puff Danny's anytime. He's open almost every day. Is he open on Sundays?
I don't think
remember. So he's got just about everything you could use in glass down there.
He'll be in Ann Arbor, though.
And
I'm
these
sure.
guys at the Bolt, you can find them at the-bolt.com if you want to check out their website and see what this device looks like. It's the-bolt.com. And there's, a chance to win one of these. So what we're going to do is, I guess, maybe we should give people the option if they want to play for the Dragon Light or play for the Thunderbolt.
Well, let's give them the call-in number.
It's 248-848-1310, 248-848-1310. If you want to play the contest, it's Toker Trivia is what we're going to play. We're going to ask you a question about last week's show, and if you know an answer to, you had to listen to the show in order to, you could take a stab at it. We might ask you a question. You might guess.
I think everyone should get prizes just for listening to the show last week.
The show last week was real fun. It was quite fun. But Steve, you're right. We should give people a choice on the prize because they might not be able to utilize that.
And then, at least you got your choice, because this is the Bolt and the Thunderbolt's really designed for like oils, or earwax, that kind of thing. Whereas the vaporizer is really more leans towards the raw flower. So, if you want to try and win one of these, 248-848-1310, we're going to ask you a question about last week's show. If you can answer the question correctly in 20 seconds, then you win the prize. And just as a consolation, if you don't win, I got a cool consolation prize we'll give you. It's I can tell you the consolation prize used to be the main attraction. So
we're
the
getting better.
contest is getting better.
Dun, 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 dun.
We're trying to get people signed up. If you want to sign up to play the contest in another week or two, we'll have we'll be calling you again instead of you calling us, because that was really the intent and design here. I really need to play the contest rules on the air too. I think that's important. I think it's really a requirement at other.
We need to get one of those people that talks really fast and can do it in like 10 seconds.
Oh, I can do it.
And you can't understand.
I did it for a
living.
living, baby. I could do that.
Right then.
So looks like we got
10-second disclaimer.
Is this the same guy from last week?
Well, who is it?
It's okay.
Oh yeah, that's Kenny. I think Kenny's the one that knew the band member. What was the name? Messy J. I think Kenny's a friend of Messy J. And those
Kenny,
guys.
are you a friend of Messy J's?
Well, no, I got that question wrong. I'm still trying though.
You were the one that had the question. We asked you the question and you didn't get it right.
Yeah,
he was close.
And so I said you can play again next week if you want to play.
He's never
I've
going to know
lost
the
about
answer.
3 weeks in a row. I don't know. My memory's not up to snuff, I guess.
It's not up to snuff.
I did listen to the show.
So did we ever put together a question?
You had one.
Yeah,
but I don't think he's going to get it because he was probably on the other line.
He was on the other line, but you can still listen.
Well,
ask him.
Ask him what the prize was
him.
last week.
No.
Oh. Oh,
He knows what he didn't get there.
First
off, we have to determine what you'd like to play for. Do you want to play for the Dragon Light Vaporizer from Puff Danny's, or do you want to play for the new Thunderbolt?
I think the vaporizer, because I don't know about the other product.
Okay,
really.
all right. Well, check it out at the-bolt.com. In the meanwhile, we'll start playing. Where's this? I can never find this dude. There's got to be a better way for the contest. Okay, so there's the contest theme. Can never find the buttons to make this stupid thing work. There's like 12,000 colors on the thing. It looks like Walt Disney threw up on the screen in front of me. Got to pick which color makes the contest work. So, the question is going to... Do you remember the question? Because I forgot the question.
What was the name of the guy who called?
Wait. You know the answer. Don't ask it yet, because I gotta start the timer before.
I'm asking you. The guy...
Go ahead.
The guy that called in last week, what was his name? Right? That lost.
Yeah.
Is that your question?
Yeah. Okay, we'll do that.
Not this one.
So, the guy that called last week, what was his name? The guy that called last week that didn't win. Not you.
That had already won.
That had already won too many times within the 30 days.
We kicked him off. He couldn't. We wouldn't let him play because, yeah.
Oh, the guy who called in before me.
Yes.
Yeah.
What was his first name? First name only.
Oh, you could. Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, dude.
I just don't know. I'll guess John.
You know, we just guaranteed ourselves one more.
We keep trying to give you something, Kenny. Every week we keep trying to give you something, and it just isn't working out. Do you know?
I know the questions are just too difficult.
They're too hard. So you can listen back to the show, study the show right there. We'll quiz you on the show before we.
What color is the sky?
What color is this guy? Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna give you a pair of Cedar Point tickets because we're going to Cedar Point on the 29th of September.
Cedar Point.
Can you come to Cedar Point with us on the 29th?
I'll sure try to be there.
You'll still try to be there. He doesn't sound too enthused with the Cedar Point tickets.
What is it? A Saturday?
It is a Saturday.
Oh, okay.
You can bring yourself and a friend and come down and enjoy the park.
It doesn't sound like he has any. Okay.
He's like, cool.
Go find a friend, Kenny. Go find a friend, and then you can come.
He was saying Saturday's a work day. He says, but he's going to try and get it off. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Dude, at Cedar Point, get it off.
Really, it's Halloween weekends. It'll be a lot of fun.
And you have a month to accomplish this.
And find a friend.
All right.
If you can't go, hang on, Kenny, because we got to get your some info from you so we can get you the tickets. We'll see you next week on the Medical Marijuana Radio Show.
The Medical Marijuana Radio Show and RadioWeedShow.com are trademarks. Copyright 2011.
The comments, ideas, and opinions expressed in the preceding program are those of the show participants only. Nothing stated in this program reflects the ideas, opinions, or beliefs of this radio station and
this
or
is
Clear Channel
Detroit's
Radio.
Progressive Talk.